Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is the next video wherein we are going to discuss about the overall sentiment of the market that has been going on, because we have seen some amazing effects of the global news that has been flowing in the market and the effect on the Indian market that has been going on. So we'll try to understand things one by one, and basis on that we'll try to see what we can do better and what are the things that are going to be coming in the next coming days in the market as per the global scenario that has been going on. So yes, there is a little bit of panic situation that has been going on in the market because of the because of the inflation data that is coming globally from the European markets, and also the effect that we had seen on Friday because of the news that was going on in the market, that the inflation data that's going to be coming on Friday by USA is going to be impactful and it's going to be on the higher side. So the effect was clearly seen on Thursday as well, because till the time of expiry, our Indian markets were performing really very well. But as soon as the Indian market closed, the effect was seen on the European markets, and by the end of the day, the SGX Nifty also started going down. So as the SGX Nifty was down and was negative, and the Nasdaq was also down, so that's the reason the Indian markets, opened on a really bad scale. There was a huge gap down. So as you can see that this is the Thursday's data. SGX Nifty was down by minus 1.42%. So as you know that the Thursday was quite strong. So let's try to understand the story right from the beginning. So let's see what exactly is going on in the Indian markets and how the market was performing on the Thursday. And basis on that, we'll come to the data of Friday, that what is the scenario that has been going on as of now. So as you can see that from the Nifty's chart, the overall trend is still on the negative side. The market had moved up to the level of 16,773, but it started falling down. So it was taking the continuous supports from its previous levels, and basis on that, it was trying to retrace a little bit. But then again, with having healthy price action is going on in the market is continuously going down, taking the resistance from its original points, then again coming down. Then on Thursday, we had seen a very amazing expiry. The market actually tried to reach to the level of 16,500, though it did not touch the level of 16,500, and we could not clearly say that the market has taken the reversal, because the crucial resistance is going to be around the level of 16,650. If that level would have been crossed by Friday, or maybe if we would have seen some sort of a positive sentiment in the market, then we could have said that the market is trying to take the reversal and it is trying to break all the resistances. But that did not really happen because of the overall global news that has been flowing. But yes, market tried to reach to the level of 16,480 on Thursday, and then again, because of though it's a good resistance as of now, but again, as per the news that has been going on, it had taken the reversal. So it has again broke all the supports. I would say that the level of 16,300 and 250, these are the good supports as of now. We can say the market has actually crossed those levels and has given the level of 16,201. So if we will have to say like what we can expect, so as per the SGX Nifty, right, we have already seen that the effect is still there. The SGX Nifty has given the closing around the level of 16,048 on Friday. So this means that there is going to be a gap down once again, though we had already seen that the 16,172 was the level which we had seen on Friday itself. So this means the market is still interested on the lower side, though this kind of a situation that we are seeing in the market is actually because of the overall panic situation that has been created by the news that has been flowing in the market, and that's the reason we are seeing these kind of things in the live market. So yes, we can expect a little bit of down movement in the market once again, because there are many things. It's kind of an inflation. The inflation that has been going on in the market is again on the alarming side. So that's the reason these kind of things are going on in the market. The sell-off is continuously going on in the market. So let's try to understand one by one what exactly is going on. So yes, if we will come back to Thursday, we had seen the strong closing by Nifty on Thursday, on the last expiry. But yes, effect was seen right after the closing of Indian market. We had seen the performance wise weakening in European markets, and also on Thursday Nasdaq was down. So it was pretty much evident that the Nasdaq was down, the Nifty gap down, and the IT sector is going to be impacted on Friday, and there will be some, down movement we can expect. And that's what really happened. If you will take a look on the heat map, we can clearly see that the IT sector was performing really very poor. It was on the red scale. On if you will see all the IT companies of Nifty, those were giving the closing in red. So even if we'll have to take a broader look, we can see that it's not just the IT sector that was performing very bad. Though IT sector was the major hit that we saw on Friday. Otherwise, talking about other sectors, metal was down by 1.48 percentage, energy was 1.82. So it's the IT sector which was majorly impacted 2.17 percentage. Right, so that's because of the news of Nifty that has been going. That's because of the news of the Nasdaq, and that's basically got impacted due to that only. So yes, what was the news that people were waiting and people were more anticipated about that was coming from the US market? So US was about to announce its CPI data on Friday. So CPI data is basically called as the consumer index price, and that is the crucial factor for inflation. Though inflation is kind of a thing which is on a broader scale, but talking about CPI consumer price index price is basically something which is also a crucial factor that determines the inflation, because this is something which we call as so CPI consumer price index is basically the thing. Let's suppose we are taking a look on the consumer goods on the current time, and if we divide that price with the previous time period, then we get the price of consumer price index. So what that means is that if the current time goods prices is higher than that of the previous time period prices, then definitely we can say the amount of the goods has been increased, and that also leads to the inflation. So inflation is basically the thing when the amount of money flowing in the market is higher as compared to the supply of goods. So what that basically means is that when the money flowing in the market is on the higher side and the goods are on the limited scale, then we can say that people will be more willing to pay the money, right? Because the money is there in the market, but the goods are not there. Even if the price is going to increase, people will be more willing to pay the money as they have the money. But what exactly happened basis on that? We can say the price of the money is going to be less worth. The value of the money is going to be reduced because the supply is limited and the price is increasing. So that means people are more willing to pay the money. The money can be paid for the goods, but that actually leads to the factor that the money is actually losing its value. And in order to balance out the situation, government is definitely trying to take certain steps. But on the other hand, if the inflation is increasing and if that kind of a situation is going on, if people will be having the money, and if also the consumer goods prices are increasing, that will again lead to the factor that there's going to be a loop that's going to become in the picture. So what basically that means is that if the price of the goods are going to increase, and though the people are willing to pay the money, but again that will also lead to the factor that people will be asking for the higher wages. If they will be asking for the higher wages, they will be having the more money in their hand, the price is going to start increasing once again, and that's kind of a loop we can expect. And that's kind of a thing, it's actually something which is on the that's kind of alarming situation, because if people are willing to pay the money, and also if the supply is still limited and the prices of the goods are increasing, that's again kind of a loop situation that may lead to happen. So in order to curb down the situation, in order to nullify the situation of the inflation, the government also tries to take certain steps by increasing the interest rate. So as we had seen that RBI had also announced that they're going to be increasing the repo rate by 50 base points. That's what we had seen just like a couple of days before it was announced by the RBI. Also, the similar situation has happened by the the central government of USA, that they have also increased the interest rates by 50 base points. So why exactly this thing is going on? So the interest rate is basically increased in order to curb down the effect of inflation, because that actually promotes the savings, and also, by that way we can reduce the expenses by the consumers. So how exactly does that happen? If the interest rate, because most of the people are taking the loans for the luxury items, right? And if there will be in high interest rate, people will be less likely to go for those kind of purchases, and they will be more inclined towards the savings, and that will also reduce the expenses. And if the expenses will be reduced, the flow of the money in the market is going to get reduced, and by that way government will get the time in order to increase the supply of the goods. If the supply of the goods will be balanced out with the flow of the money, then definitely it's gonna reduce the inflation. But on the other hand, what exactly the situation is going on? The supply of the goods is less as compared to the money flowing in the market, and the money flowing in the market is on the higher side. People are more likely to pay the money for even if the price is increasing, and they are more willing to pay the money. That leads to the inflation, and that's actually what is going on. The prices of the things are going on the higher side. So yes, the effect of inflation is there in the market, and we are seeing that it also slows down the economy, and that's the reason the sectors, the companies are not performing that much well, because of the higher inflation data that has been going on in the market. The sell-off is still there, and that's the reason we are seeing the levels of the market at these points. So okay, so that's pretty much it about the whole scenario that has been going on, and let's try to go a little bit more down towards on the technical side. So what we can expect from the market as of now? So it's pretty much evident, and we are pretty much sure that the market is going to open with some sort of a gap down, because you can see the level of SGX Nifty, which was closed on Friday, 16,048. So we can expect the level of 16,050 gonna come once again in the market. So as per the previous supports that we had seen in the market, 16,000 is definitely gonna act as a crucial support as of now, as per the previous consolidation that has happened around these levels. And once that level is gonna get break, we can expect the level of 16,900 once again in the market. So it has been expected that the 15,900 is gonna be the level wherein we can expect some sort of a buying to come in, and if that's gonna happen, then the market is gonna consolidate for this particular week around these levels, 15,900, and from the higher side we can expect the level of 16,300, because the overall effect of the news is still there, and the panic situation is still there because of the higher inflation data that has been coming globally, and we have been seeing the selling is still there. The selling is still there on the Nasdaq. Let's see where the Nasdaq closed. So yes, on Friday the Nasdaq closed around the level of Nasdaq was down by minus 3.56%. So definitely that is happening. If that is happening, we can expect the IT performing poor on Monday as well. So yes, there will be a gap down, and if there will be a gap down, we can expect some sort of a consolidation, or maybe if the market is going to show the weakening once again, then we can expect the selling to happen. The market's going to close on the red side once again on Monday. So yes, talking about the levels, I have mentioned that 16,000 and 15,900 and 15,800 are going to be the points wherein we can see the market taking some supports. And on the higher side, as we already know, that the market is not going to be able to close this particular week on the positive side. I'm expecting the lower side is going to be something which we can see in the market on this particular week. We cannot expect the market's movement once again to the level of 16,500. We can again expect some sort of a sell-off to come. And if these kind of a level is going to be achieved in this particular Monday, or maybe on Tuesday, then we can expect that the closing of this week around these particular levels. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the tech on the technical side. And talking about if we have to talk about my trade. So yeah, there is an important point that I wanted to mention, because on Thursday itself, the market was closing on the greener side. It has tried to reach to the level of 16,480. So basis on that, what I did, and that was a major mistake that I did, that I shorted the level of 15,700. 15,700 I short to the level, just to carry my positions overnight, because I was not aware of the global sentiment that was going on. So based on that, when the market opened with this kind of a gap down, my positions were in red, and that's the reason I had to book the losses, because my stop loss already got triggered and I had to quickly exit from my trade. So that's what I did, and booked the loss on Friday. And I did not trade very much on Friday, though it was pretty much evident and expected that selling will come, and I could have easily shorted some C's, and based on that I would have captured some points. But yes, in this kind of a market, it's quite, better not to take the overnight positions, and that was the mistake that I did. So I would also advise you, till the time the situation is going to get better, I would advise you not to carry the position overnight, otherwise it's going to only impact, because though we are expecting some sort of a sell-off as per the news that has been going on, but on the other hand, if we have to take a look on Indian market, maybe it's going to happen that we don't see that much of the adverse effect on Indian market as of now. It's only the panic situation that creates, because of the overall market sentiment. People try to just go on the red side, they just try to sell off their positions, and the effect comes on the negative side. But that's only the panic situation, and maybe we can just expect some sort of a cool off period in the next coming days, and maybe the market is going to take some reversal once again from these points, and maybe after a little bit of time, just the market is going to cool down, and we will see the normalization happening in the Indian markets. So yeah, that's pretty much it. These are the only points that I wanted to mention as of now. So if you'll have to just take a look, let's try to see how the FI and the DIs are performing. So overall net to net, if I will have to say, the sell-off is still going on. I mean, the FI selling is still there in the market. Is we see 3973. It's a huge number. This kind of a selling is still there by the FIs. And talking about the buying side, the DIs try to curb down, but it's 2831. Overall net to net, the selling is still there in the market. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Talking about the overall sector wise, we can see the IT performed really very bad on Friday because of the Nasdaq effect. And on Monday, we are expecting the same thing to happen. There will be a little bit of selling, so we can expect some sort of a selling to happen on Monday. So yeah, that's pretty much it in this video, and I hope you liked the analysis. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for your time, guys. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.